All right, supposable thumbs. What do you think is going to be like the best overall way to score this year?
The wobble goals in teleop, you probably want to try to focus on shooting it into the high goal or the middle goal, and then probably the wobble goal is the best priority, especially in.
I expect to see a lot of flywheel robots that will collect three and just shoot three rings into the high goal on a cycle of like 10 seconds. I would expect to see something like that at Worlds, no problem.
Team was thinking of is that we could potentially have it where you go for the logo, and because you don't need to be behind the white line, you can actually sit in front of the shoot where the pucks return or the rings return, and as long as they hit the ground before they hit your robot, it is legal to pick them up right away. And so if you do efficiently enough, you could potentially be picking them up right after the shoot, score them in logo, and have your human player dispense them back into the game very quickly.
Pink to the future, would you like to add your best way you think scoring will be done?
Well, the best way to score, I think, would just focus on automatas and endgame. And so, like, we're doing a Robot in 1 week challenge every year. So tomorrow we'll start building our Robot in 1 week. It's not the robot we're going to drive the matches with, but just to, you know, to look more into strategic design and just check out which systems work best for us. And because we have so less time, we decided not to make a shooter, and that's pretty weird because it's a shooter game. So we're not gonna make a shooter in a shooter game. We're just gonna focus on the wobble goals, on the autonomous, driving on the line, and then the end game. We're going to try to put the wobble into the drop zone. So and then in just driver controlled period, we're only gonna go for the low goals. So we're just gonna see how much points that will give us, and I think most teams it's very, oh, we're gonna make a shooter because it's just you think shooter game, we're gonna make a shooter. But I think even for rookie teams, but also for more expert teams, to really look into what easy things to do to get a lot of points, because I think building a shooter is cool and exciting. Might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think it's very important not just to make a shooter.
We're trying to make a very close loop, a very fast loop to put as many rings in the bottom goal.
To kind of bounce off of that, I believe it was 2 years in Rover Rocket. That year, the whole thing was picking up stuff from the crater and putting it in the lander. But because of the autonomous and the endgame, there were teams at I know we competed in the West Virginia State Championship. There was a team that competed with us in the finals who couldn't move the game materials into the lander at all. But because they could do the autonomous and the endgame objectives, they ended up being one of the best teams at the tournament. So it's something to consider, especially for early tournaments, that just the auto and endgame points can win you matches by themselves.